because we need to make decision in ensuring that we strengthen our early warning system. We will enhance hydrological and meteorological monitoring system to improve our decision making. 2, we need to invest in climate resilient water infrastructure, including rehabilitation and construction of water ponds, boreholes, sand dams, and other facilities to ensure reliable water supply, even in times of scarcity. Third, Your Excellency, we will strengthen water and adaptive planning by supporting institutions and regulatory frameworks that will ensure sustainable management of our water resources. I want to take this moment, Your Excellency, to call upon our county government, institutions, grassroots institutions, and communities to fully embrace this project and own it, because this is community-inspired project, community-owned project, and community-driven project. Communities are at the center of this project. And the success, Your Excellency, of this initiative will depend on the active participation and ownership of our communities to ensure that the water infrastructure is not only utilized, but also maintained for future generations. We must also ensure that women and youth are meaningfully included in the water governance, as their voices and leadership are central to building resilience. Allow me to extend our deepest appreciation to the Green Climate Fund for approving this grand project for our country. I also wish to recognize in a very special way the strong support and commitment of our National Treasury. National Treasury is the designated authority and the national focal point of GCF. Your Excellency, I also acknowledge and appreciate immense support that management received from NEMA Board of Management through the Chair, Mr. Emilio Mugo, and the board members, and also not forgetting my parent ministry, Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, under the leadership of CS Deborah Baraza, supported by PS Dr. Engineer Ngeno, for all the support and guidance. And to our executive partners, the Water Resource Authority, the Kenya Meteorological Department, the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and County Government, and the communities, this project is true demonstration of partnership in action. Last but not least, I also wish to acknowledge the technical support that NEMA, WR, and KMD received from the government of Korea through KET during the design of this project. They also undertook feasibility studies, detailed designs, and environmental and social impact assessments, and also gender studies for this project. I acknowledge the technical support that the design team received also from ICPAC on hydrometeorological monitoring. In closing, I wish to reaffirm NEMA's unwavering commitment to building climate resilience for our people. Your Excellency, I'm confident that this project will serve as a model for climate resilient management, not only in our country, but across Africa. Together, we can turn the challenge of climate change into an opportunity for sustainable growth and shared responsibility. Because in NEMA we say, this is our environment, it is our life, and our individual and collective responsibility. I thank you. Thank you. Let me now invite the CEOs of executing entities, starting with Mr. Edward Miruki, the Acting Director for Kenya Meteorological Services, to say a few words. Let's appreciate him.
Thank you, Chief Guest, Prime Cabinet Secretary, Your Excellency, CS, PS, Excellence, Governors, all protocols observed. My name is Edward Muriuki, Acting Director, Kenya Meteorological Department. And as a department, we are privileged to be one of the implementing entities. We've been waiting for this moment for long, and we are glad that it has finally happened. And I'm glad to report that through this project, the department will enhance its monitoring and observation capabilities. And this in turn will be able to support provision of climate services in the provisional, in the project counties, and also building resilience in the 4 project counties. So mine is just to look forward to the full execution of this project. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Muriuki. Now I invite Mr. Mohamed Shurie, the CEO, Water Resources Authority. Karibu, Bwana CEO.
Your Excellency, Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Secretary, Cabinet Secretary, Secretaries, Governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my name is, as we said, Mohamed Molishu, with the NEMA in this project. The launch of this Athi River Catchment Climate Resilient Water Security Project marks an important step in advancing Kenyan long-term water security and climate resilient agenda. The Athi Catchment encompasses Nairobi, Kiambu, Machakos, and the Nyandarua counties, underpin key pillars of our economic, including urban development, agriculture, industry, and infrastructure. Yet the basin is increasingly vulnerable to the climate variability. Recurrent drought, flooding, groundwater decline, and the catchment degradation. Groundwater and the catchment degradation. These pressures threaten not only water supply, but also national economic stability and the social well-being. This project aligns directly with the key Kenyan development agenda, demonstrating government commitment to strengthen climate-informing water governance and strengthening strategic natural resources. The project is integrated and forward-looking. It is strengthening hydrogeological, hydrometeorological, and it is enhancing climate resilient water infrastructure to stabilize supply and reduce vulnerability. It reinforces institutional coordination and devolution to ensure sustainability and accountability. Importantly, sustainable water security extends beyond infrastructure. Wetland riparian reserves and the groundwater recharge zones within the Upper Athi catchment are natural capital assets. They regulate flows, mitigate floods, recharge aquifers, and safeguard water quality. Degradation of this ecosystem directly undermines economic productivity and public health. We must therefore reaffirm a simple but fundamental principles. Protecting our catchment is therefore not mere as an environmental responsibility, it is also a strategic economic imperative. Your Excellency, water does not come from the tap. Water comes from the catchment. So there's need for all of us, all Kenyans, to see how best that we can catchments. WRA has demonstrated institutional readiness for the project implementation with planning frameworks in place designed initiated. This reflects the WRA's commitment to moving from boardroom to execution of the project. During the project implementation, we will strengthen collaboration with the beneficiary counties, water resources, user associations, and the local communities to ensure not only successful execution, but also water resources governance remain science-based, transparent, future-oriented, and sustainable. Let us remain steadfast in our collective responsibility to to protect our catchment, strengthen our institutions, and safeguard water as a strategic national development asset for the
Thank you very much, the CEO Water Resource Authority. In NEMA, because we are still enforcing noise and excessive violation, we need to collapse. So let's appreciate our colleagues with soundless clap, and I will check you. You do this. This again. Then you drop. There is sound there. Thank you. Your Excellency, we work very closely with county governments to ensure that we robustly engage with our communities through the county governments and ensure that what we implement are sustainable in the long run. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome the County Environment Committee member for Kiambu, my friend Mr. Kuria, to come and make his remarks on behalf of the Kiambu County Government. Karibu Bwana Waziri.
Thank you so much. Your Excellency, Prime Cabinet Secretary, Your Excellency, Governor of Nyandarua, PS Principal Secretary, Bona Dr. Ngeno, Chair NEMA, and all the invited guests. Hamujaboni. Come from this catchment, and therefore we are very, very excited to be part and parcel of this program. In fact, it also our source in terms of the founder, wood and all that for Kiambu County, and therefore whatever is being done in Kiambu County, we are excited and we are happy. And I'm also happy to say that we have been in this process. I started this process actually before I joined the county. I knew this program when it was with even Kenya Wildlife Services. I have been walking through. Little did I know that I'm going to be part of now implementing, and that's how God works. And I'm happy again that we are having this consultative forum to discuss. My request, because I've been in this process, is to first appreciate that each of the government levels, we have something to contribute as beneficiary and as implemented. We have worked with NEMA, and I'm happy to say that NEMA, we have worked with you. You have taken and through. I have a request to WRA. What NEMA is doing to us, can you also do it? MD also, can you come and train us in terms of what you're supposed to do? Because we're supposed to have a consultation that we need to understand each other. At times, guest of honor, counties are now teenagers. They have grown. So we need now to start coming to that effect to understand that we have something to say. And we can be able to work together so that this project can be fully implemented. My friend PS here was my boss. He was my chair because he was also a CC like me, but he has graduated. I used to be his deputy. So he knows what you have fought. And therefore, we need to also have these conversations so that we can be able to address some of these challenges. I have a few concerns, though, that I need to raise. First, and I thank NEMA, you have come for us to prioritize. You have agreed that we are going to also to provide supervision. We have been in many projects where county are being told, and we have a lot of conditionalities. Sometimes some of the conditionalities, they don't favor the county. And our boss here, His Excellency, they want CC to perform. But sometimes we have conditionalities, which we need to address as early as possible. We have another program that, again, Doctor, you know, we have a lot of conditionalities, and we are not telling the truth there to the donors. Like the FROCA, which I want to mention, they had a lot of conditionality. My boss here wants me to to be effective, but you give a lot of conditionality. I hope this project will not have that conditionality. We have time frame. His Excellency, they have the manifesto. We want also to be part, that manifesto to be implemented to the fullest during the governance time. Can we also reduce bureaucracy? Because sometimes there's a lot of bureaucracy. Let us reduce the bureaucracy, because people in Kiambu, in Nyandarua, in Machakos, in here, they need services. If we can be able to implement this project timely, and we remove the bureaucracy. And also, can we also use can we have the what I would call, we reduce a lot of administrations and all that. Let us use the money, because Wajiko there need money. Sometimes we put a lot of, administrations and all that. To an extent, the money that go to the Wajiko is quarter of what was given. Let's have a better use for money. And then let us also be consultative enough. Let us have that consultation enough. If the project is delayed, like now we were informed throughout by NEMA that it has been delayed, because Wajiko there want us to be fast in quick in implementing of all these things. But for now, I like to appreciate again NEMA that we have worked together. I have one or two requests. Your Excellency, the Chief Guest, as we sit here, I'm worried, and I'm a worried person. I read an article the other day that the groundwater for this region is also dwindling. And somebody said in a few times, Nairobi will start sinking. We have a request. Can we have this project also building out? How do we protect our groundwater? If you're saying that, a lot of requests are borehole. We can't have borehole if you don't have water. So I think we need to start having a conversation. And I think somebody should start this conversation in this country, that groundwater is dwindling. The other thing is about the pollution of our cities. I have tried to protect the 14 falls, but I have to work with the Nairobi governor. We have to work with the Nairobi governor. The source of waste, that's pollution, is coming all the way from Githurai. So if you don't have this consultative, we are not going to provide the water services, the water that we need. So I think we need that consultation. And finally, I'm happy that we are doing conservation. Let us also think where these water sources are coming from. That has been an issue. We are concentrated in selling water. We do not know where the water is coming from. So I think this conversation, in the second discussions, I will be happy to see this. The next GCF is addressing the issue of the sources of water and all that. Thank you so much, and God bless you, and thanks, Anna.
You are not good students. We said noiseless claps. Let's start. 1, 2, 3, and we give him. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Ondiri Wetland is in Kiambu County next to Alliance High School. And Ondiri is the headwaters of Nairobi rivers. Our rivers emanate from there. But as it meanders through the informal settlements, when the river leaves Ondiri, it's spotlessly clean, but as it meanders through the informal settlements, because informal settlement is not seaward, there is a lot of effluent discharged into the river. And all our dumping sites I think now you've refused to learn. So let's appreciate Waziri. One.
I'm aware of the time pressure ahead of you. I will just do two things. The first one, I will read a small message for today's function. But before I do that, our chief guest, with your permission, I want to introduce the board of management, because if I don't do that, some of them are politicians. They will give me a lot of problems in the boardroom if they don't see you. So I'll ask them to line up here. I will mention their name, and then so that they can see you. Watiniambia wanataka kukuona live. So if they can quickly come before here, starting with the vice chair, then our chief guest, you will have rescued me from that hostility. Do we have a mobile? But they are loud enough. The chief guest is close. Oh, yeah, the MC is. Start with this Masai here. Who you, the vice chair? When I am not there.
Good morning. My name is Sophia Matura. I'm the vice chair of NEMA, and a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Kipkiror Lois. I am an environmentalist. I chair the technical committee of the NEMA board. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is John Kimondio. I'm the chair of Human Resource and Finance. Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, sir, I'm Honorable Macklin Sitati Nangalama, Chair, Legal Strategy and Resource Mobilization. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency and all protocol observed, my name is Amos Andama. I chair the board audit committee. Kindly say hi to our green president. Thank you.
Your Excellency, my name is Chris Makoha. I represent the Inspector General State Corporations on the NEMA Board of Directors. Karibu sana.
Your Excellency, PCS Mudavadi, our CS, Dr. Deborah Barasa. My name is Karen Kandie, Dr. Karen Kandie, representing the PS National Treasury. Thank you.
Your Excellency, my name is Lina Meme. I represent the Principal Secretary, State Department for Environment and Climate Change in the NEMA Board.
Your Excellency and all protocols observed, my name is Chimao Judith, a board member. I represent the Office of Attorney General, the AG, in the state, in the authority. Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, I'm also a board member, secretary of the board. My name is Mamo. Where I come from, we have very few names, so we repeat names. Apologies for that.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, and the PCS. You can see that a very strong team. We have one member who is a bishop. He has sent his apologies because he resides all the way in Mombasa. He's the only one who is not with us today. And we are NEMA. Sababu nimesikia watu wanasema, wakienda sasa wanasema jina yao, so we are NEMA. My name is Emilio Mugo, the chair of the board. So Your Excellency, I am honored to stand before you this morning on behalf of the Board of Management of NEMA, the hosts of today's event. It is also my pleasure to welcome you to this launch of this important project, enhancing community resilience and water security in the upper Athi River area. Your Excellency, it has been a long wait. We have waited for this. Let me thank GCF for this project support. As NEMA, we have maintained a good and very fruitful engagement and cooperation with the GCF since our accreditation to the fund 10 years ago in the year 2016. The relationship has seen NEMA benefit from capacity building through the readiness program and project preparation facility. The authority, Your Excellency, continues to engage the GCF to develop and deepen our project pipelines. I also wish to recognize and appreciate our esteemed implementing partners. They have been here, the Water Resources Authority and the Kenya Meteorological Department, for joining hands with us in this journey. Their technical expertise and dedication will be critical in ensuring the success of this project. My board has put in place a strategic policy direction to ensure the authority delivers on its mandate. The current NEMA strategic plan, our chief guest, learning between 2023 and 2027, has identified climate action as a key resort area in recognition of the key role of the authority in advancing the country's climate agenda. The CEO said, we are in charge of God's creation. As most of us know, the upper catchment Athi River, the upper Athi River catchment plays a critical role in supporting livelihoods of thousands of households, sustaining biodiversity and driving economic activity. Despite this, our chief guest, the catchment has faced growing threats from deforestation, from water over obstruction, from pollution of water sources, through land degradation and the intensifying impacts of climate change, among others. Communities downstream are increasingly vulnerable to droughts, floods, and water scarcity. Challenges, our chief guests, that threaten their food security, their health, and their social stability. So my emphasis is that success of this project depends on close cooperation between stakeholders. Notable among these stakeholders are the executing agencies, the county governments, most of them represented here today, and the beneficiary communities. Together, our chief guest, we must nurture a culture of stewardship and collaboration to safeguard the upper Athi River catchment for now and for the future generations. As the designated accredited entity to the GCF and one of the executing agencies in this project, NEMA commits to ensure full compliance with GCF policies. I think CEC Korea has requested for this in order to facilitate the success in project implementation. The least I will request from our stakeholders is cooperation and collaboration. This launch therefore marks the beginning of an exciting journey. The Board of Management commits NEMA to execute the project with utmost transparency, accountability, so that the project becomes a model for other projects. In conclusion, you are our chief guest. I would like to thank each one of you, and particularly yourself, for being here with us today at the beginning of this journey. Let us work together with determination and unity of purpose to ensure that in the years to come, the people of the upper Athi River catchment can enjoy secure water resources, thriving livelihoods, and resilient communities. Thank you very much. It's now my singular duty to welcome the PS. He has a very long designation, Engineer Dr. Festus Ngeno Karibu.
Thank you so much, Chairman. Your Excellency, our Chief Guest, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, the Cabinet Secretary responsible for Environment, Climate Change, and Forestry, Dr. Deborah Barasa, Your Excellency, the Governor of Nyandarua, my friend Dr. Moses Kiarie Patricia, the reps of the Climate Change Fund, CECs of the respective counties of Machakos, Nairobi, and Nairobi, the board chair, NEMA, CEO, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Your Excellency, allow me to recognize the designated national authority for GCF, represented by Peter Odengo here. That is from the National Treasury. This is the guys who help us to get or assess the resources. Your Excellencies, listening to Kuria speak here from the county government, I know Governor Patricia, these are the people. When I was the chair of caucus, you don't speak as a chair. You use some guys to speak your message or to pass your message, and I realize he has never changed. And he did a good job. And I think the message is off. I think working closely with the county governments, Your Excellency, I am pro-devolution. So are you, because you guide us as our BCS in that regard. Your Excellency, we are launching a lifeline program, the upper Catchment. The ACA project has been in the pipeline now, and we are grateful that it has come this far. Climate change is not a theoretical threat, but we lived it in our reality. Our nationally determined contributions, NDC, pronounces our ambitious commitment to 32% reduction in emissions by 2030. And we are pushing even harder to 35% reduction in 2035. And therefore, we have made it very clear in our NDC that adaptation and building resilience of our economy and people is our priority. And this can be achieved by mainstreaming the adaptation in an integrated manner. And therefore, this project is a perfect example of integrated approach by focusing on the counties of Nyandarua, Kiambu, Nairobi, and Machakos. We are targeting the heart of our water security. We are providing that we can lower our carbon footprint while simultaneously building a wall of resilience around our farming communities. Your Excellency, the Green Climate Fund has been an important partner in this journey. Projects like ACA demonstrates what is possible when we use innovative financing to put resources exactly where they are needed. And therefore, the outcomes of this will align perfectly with our National Climate Change Action Plan, our bottom-up economic transformation agenda. It is about putting the citizen at the center of our climate response. As I close, Your Excellency, I wish to extend our gratitude to our partners in the GCF, our executing entities, and every stakeholder in this room. Your trust in the Kenya's vision allows us to turn these high-level ambitions into the reality on the ground. As we officially launch the ACA project today, let us commit to moving faster and working together. Let us ensure that as we build our resilient, sustainable, and prosperous Kenya, that no one is left behind. With those few remarks, Your Excellency, allow me now to bring to the podium His Excellency Governor Badlisha from Nyandarua to make his remarks. Karibu sana, Your Excellency. DG said you don't make noise, you do like this as you welcome him.
Your Excellency, Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Honorable Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, Cabinet Secretary, Environment, the PS, Chair and your team, WRA and all other stakeholders, good morning. Let me join those who have spoken before me to state that we are here today on a very important program. The reason why I have personally availed myself is because I take issues to do with the environment very seriously, and I realize that Nyandarua is a great stakeholder in provision of this security called water. We happen to come from the upper Athi, along with those other counties. And what is being read here in paper is real, that we have a phenomenon called climate change. We in Nyandarua have seen it. Today we have longer dry spells. We have unpredictable rainfall patterns, and all those other things which are being mentioned. And being a county that is the food basket of this country, though we are almost changing, you know, people like referring to us the food basket. But when we bring our potatoes to the city, to the market, you don't buy them at the right prices. So we are deciding to become a wellness county. We forget about being a food basket, so that you can come there for wellness. Because the environment is very good. We have got good hills, good rivers, fresh foodstuffs. So very soon you'll be seeing me launching that, because the former one, you are not helping us a lot. So, Your Excellency, maybe before I finalize my comment on this, I would want to say that in Nyandarua, we also have another product of environment called Lake Oloborosat. And I am very sure when I say this, most people may not associate themselves with that term. That lake is there. It used to be a very big lake. 2 years ago, it dried. Thank God, with the effort being done to resuscitate the environment, it's coming back. Your Excellency, I remember when we were doing campaigns with you and also the head of state, we say we committed that we need to really take care of environment, which includes Lake Oloborosat. We are still there. We've been discussing with my friend, the PS, the environment, tourism. Kindly, those who are here representing those areas, let us finalize on gazetting that lake properly so that the national government, the county government can take charge. Because right now it's there. It don't belong to anybody. And that is why it's drying. That is why it is not even helping us as an economic activity. I'm sure Waziri is here and all of us are going to work towards that direction. The other thing, Your Excellency, I would like to say is that even as we look at how we are going to talk about water, when you talk of flooding, flooding takes place dangerously at the source. So these waters you see coming to Nairobi here, to Machakos, they have carried all our silt, the silt of our soils. So we are having farms which are not productive because when it rains, the rains washes the good soils downstream, leaving up there. So such a component can also be considered in such a program. How do we help those people who have received the rain? The rain has not even helped them. The water has now going to help other people, but it has carried along all the fertility. So they end up becoming poor. They end up lacking employment. We don't have a single industry. So such a component need to be addressed in such a program because it is real and it's happening. The other thing I would also want to emphasize is really, when I look at, I'm not complaining, Your Excellency. I agree 100%. We have been requested to own this program. We shall own it. On behalf of my colleagues and the ministers are here, we are going to embrace it. We are going to own it. Of course, this is a modern program. It's not going to have a lot of bureaucracies, a lot of whatever. I believe this one has been polished. But Nyandarua has been given the lowest figure there. And I want to agree with somebody here who said that water, it's not at the tap. Water is at the catchment. To make that a reality, it means we need to do a lot at the catchment area. Aberdare Regis, one of the 5 water towers in this country, several rivers have dried completely. Not a drop is flowing. So even as we sit somewhere in a dining to eat, let us know that this food that we are discussing here is coming from a farm somewhere. Let's go to the farm and ensure that even as we eat the food we are eating today, tomorrow that farm will produce other food. That is the catchment area. Very important. In fact, many projects have come, and mostly they concentrate with, okay, elevating the lives of people is okay, the infrastructure is okay, but I have not seen a project that really concentrates in ensuring that this product called water will be maintained. The catchment will be proper. tomorrow and the other day we'll have to continue receiving lanes. Otherwise, my simple ask, this is not even to you, Your Excellency, it can be done by Waziri. Sanitation, it's also part of what we are doing here. I happen to have a whole region called the Daragwa, Mairenya municipality, all that area. We have a forest next there, but we don't have a space to put solid waste management. In fact, people are just pouring the solid waste anywhere because we can't get land to buy to put up one. So I'm requesting, as I'm here, Waziri, and the guest of honor has heard this, kindly, we are coming to you to request just for 5 acres to be exercised from Daragwa Forest, so that the people of Nyandarua, people of Daragwa can feel that really the environment is also helping them, so that they can continue protecting the other part, the trees, the animals, and all that. I wish to stop there and state on behalf of the Council of Governors, on behalf of my colleagues, we are going to embrace this project. We are going to work together and realize the benefits of climate resilience. Thank you very much.
Yes, a round of applause to His Excellency Governor Patricia. Thank you so much for your remarks. We truly appreciate Your Excellency. 2 things that he has raised. One is on the design, protecting the catchment, upper catchment, which is important. On Lake Olpolosat, I will respond to that. The other one of forest is beyond my pay grade. The CS will be able to respond on that one. On Lake Olpolosat, Your Excellency, I think as indicated, we are working closely with the team. NEMA has stated 16,000 hectares and they have a management plan. WRA have done the same. We are working with KWS. And of course, Your Excellency, we have found a champion to restore Lake Olpolosat in the name of the CS responsible for tourism and wildlife, CS Mian. So it is going to be very easy to restore and work with them in terms of restoration of Olpolosat wetland. As indicated, we are waiting for Ministry of Lands, National Land Commission to confirm that Lake Olpolosat, Your Excellency, is not land or titled as land or a scheme, but we know it's as a lake. So there are things that we are working to deliver on the same. I think the other one on the forest excision and everything, that is on the big rate of the PCS and the CS. It is not, I can't be able to comment on the same. They'll be able to respond to you on the same. Thank you so much. It's now my pleasure to bring on board the Cabinet Secretary responsible for Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, Dr. Deborah Barasa, to make her remarks. And lastly, invite the chief guest to do the remarks and launch the program. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Asanteni sana.
Thank you. Thank you so much, PS, and thank you, colleagues. The Prime Cabinet Secretary and CS Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Your Excellency Honorable Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, EGH, Principal Secretary, State Department of Environment, Climate Change, Dr. Engineer Festus Ngeno. We have the Governor of Nyandarua County, Honorable Dr. Moses Kiare Badilisha, representatives from the Green Climate Fund, the Chairman, Board of Management, NEMA, Mr. Emilio Mugo, the Chairman, Board of Management, Water Resource Authority, Mr. Donald Mugo, the DG NEMA, Dr. Mamo, the CEO, Water Resources Authority, Mr. Mohamed Mulid Shuri, the Acting Director, KMD, Mr. Edward Murioki, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Indeed, it is a privilege and an honor to be here during the launching of this. And before, just off script, I would like to say that we reaffirm a promise about the people and the people of Kenya. That this project, first of all, is about water flowing in the taps of Kayole. It's about a Machakos farmer hoping for a better future, that tomorrow will not bring climate disaster. And again, it's about a Nyandarua child whose future is defined by opportunity, not by drought or floods. So I just want to thank NEMA for the bold, transformative proposal that they developed, the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry for their support that they have given to the group, because this will bring economic transformation. It is an economic lifeline for the people in the upper Athi River catchment area, which is, as Mamo had said, a home to millions of Kenyans. And so the stories are being rewritten. Instead of scarcity, we are talking about security. Instead of fragility, we are talking about resilience. And instead of having a reactionary approach to things, we are talking about preparedness. And so we are happy with the proposal, and now that we are moving to the implementation stage. Also, I want to thank His Excellency, the President of Kenya. He has really led the process. I remember just a week ago, we were with him in Addis, and he really supported to ensure that there is expeditious implementation, and also to ensure that the people in Kenya are benefiting. And so for the developing country, we are now leading the process. We are now showing impact at grassroots level, and also we are showing that global solidarity and locally led solutions are really transforming the lives of Kenya. We are now not just a center of excellence in Kenya, but continentally and globally. And so please let us congratulate ourselves. Let's give a hand clap for that. Thank you. So today marks a significant milestone for the ministry, and indeed for all of us, as we officially launch the long-awaited project enhancing community resilience and water security in the upper Athi River catchment area, funded by the Green Climate Fund. As you may all be aware, Kenya is a signatory to the UNFCCC and the Paris Agreement. I'm extremely happy that the GCF, which is an operating entity of the financial mechanism under convention, has generously supported this important project. As a country, the launch of this project is a big milestone, being the first program funded by the GCF under the direct access modality. The ministry will continue to support NEMA in strengthening its capacity as a direct access entity with GCF, ensuring successful implementation of this project and facilitating further funding opportunities from GCF. This project adds to Kenya's GCF portfolio, which now stands at over 19 projects with a total value of $292.7 million. The government of Kenya expresses deepest gratitude for this collaboration and remains focused to further enhancing the quantity and quality of the GCF portfolio. Ladies and gentlemen, climate change is already severely impacting on lives and livelihoods of our people, jeopardizing our economic growth and wiping out hard-fought gains in poverty alleviation. The government is responding appropriately to this challenge through a number of policies and strategies. Key among them is the National Climate Change Policy, the Climate Change Act 2016 as amended in 2023, the National Climate Change Action Plan, the National Adaptation Plan, and the nationally determined contributions. All these policy strategies and legal instruments seek to enhance our resilience and adaptive capacity while promoting a low-carbon development path. They aim to integrate climate change considerations into development planning at all levels of the government. The Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry is proud to be associated with the Upper Athi River Catchment Area project. This project will enhance some of the ministry's mandates, including protection and conservation of natural environment, pollution control, climate information services, conservation and protection of wetlands, and addressing climate change. I am pleased to note that the project is well aligned with key national policy strategies and plans developed by the ministry, such as the National Climate Change Action Plan, National Adaptation Plan, and the Green Economy Strategy and Implementation Plan, as well as the County National Water Master Plan. The project focuses on sustainable water infrastructure development, resilience building, and sustainable natural resource management, which will enable the targeted communities to build resilience against the negative impact of climate change. So, ladies and gentlemen, choosing the Athi River catchment area for implementation of this project is a commendable decision, given the region's unique water challenges affecting the area, including a negative water balance that has been made worse by climate change impacts as well as other human factors. The project, therefore, will work towards improving both the access and quality of water in the project area, addressing these critical issues. It is noted that this project was approved by GCF. However, implementation has delayed due to extensive deliberation between NEMA, the National Treasury, and the GCF regarding the disbursement modalities. And to make up for the lost time, I urge all parties involved to take immediate action, work collaboratively to ensure the swift and efficient implementation of the project with the ultimate goal of benefiting our communities. I urge NEMA, as the accredited entity, to ensure prudent utilization of funds for project implementation and timely reporting to the Ministry, the National Treasury, and to GCF. With those remarks, thank you very much, and I would like to take this opportunity to invite the chief guest, the PCS. Before that, let us all be upstanding. We will amend the lower bit. I think this time round we will clap as we welcome our chief guest, who is our PCS. Please.
Okay, please be seated. Thank you, Waziri Deborah, Governor Badilisha of Nyandarua County, and of course the representatives from Machakos and Nairobi. The Principal Secretary is present, and since we have been able to see Dr. Ngeno, let me also acknowledge that we have PS Korir with us, responsible for the water side of it. Members of boards and management present, stakeholders, partners, beneficiary communities, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I was wondering why we were being told not to clap. And for a moment I was wondering, is NEMA trying to control noise pollution or regulate noise pollution? Well, okay. What will politicians thrive on? Because politicians thrive on... we like claps. But anyway, thank you for your message. So it gives me a great pleasure to join you here today and preside over the launch of the Kenya Green Climate Fund program, which focuses on enhancing community resilience and water security in the upper Athi River catchment area of Kenya. The overarching objective of this project is to strengthen the resilience of communities to climate change and increase water security in the upper Athi River catchment area, covering Kiambu, Machakos, Nairobi, and Nyandarua counties. This is an expansive ecosystem that supports the livelihoods of millions of Kenyans, from farmers and pastoralists to industries and households. The project brings powerful collaboration between the Green Climate Fund and the National Environment Management Authority, which is the accredited entity, while the Water Resource Authority and Kenya Meteorological Department are the implementing agencies. The 4 beneficiary counties undertake the operations and maintenance of the assets developed by the project to ensure sustainability and enable continued benefits to the target communities. This initiative is timely and critically important to support the beneficiary communities to respond to the impact of climate change. It will enhance the strategic measures that the government has taken to address water pollution, including water quality monitoring and robust enforcement action against individuals and institutions polluting the catchment. Besides enhancing community and environmental health, it further demonstrates Kenya's firm commitment to strengthen climate resilience in response to the immense pressure on our water systems from climate-induced shocks, while safeguarding water resources for the present and future generations. Aligned with our nationally determined contribution under the Paris Agreement, our national climate change action plans, and our broader national development agenda, this project enhances our resolve to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 32% by 2032, and scaling this further to a more ambitious target of 35% by 2035, as the PS did indicate. Accelerated decarbonization of key sectors, including energy, transport, agriculture, and waste management, are actionable commitments that integrate adaptation, mitigation, and sustainable development. They reinforce our determination to include climate action into economic planning and sectoral development. These actions define Kenya's ambition and action to build a prosperous future for our people, anchored on the climate initiatives contained in our fourth medium-term plan, 2023 to 2027. These include accelerating climate action, strengthening carbon markets, and promoting environmental restoration through the implementation of the Climate Change Act of 2016, which was amended in 2023. Environmental restoration is an integral part of our bottom-up economic transformation agenda, which focuses on enhancing carbon sinks through forests and wetlands restoration and protection. We are promoting nature-based solutions to reduce greenhouse gas emissions through strategic plans such as growing 15 billion trees to increase Kenya's tree cover to over 30% by 2032 and restoring 5.1 million hectares of degraded land. Our engagement here will support the government strategy by contributing directly to economic transformation, job creation, and sustainable livelihoods. By strengthening climate-resilient water infrastructure and improving water resource management, we are supporting farmers, empowering women, creating opportunities for youth to restore their landscapes, reduce their vulnerability, and build resilient communities. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity on behalf of the government and people of Kenya to appreciate the Green Climate Fund for your confidence in Kenya and partnering with the agencies involved in this project. I encourage other development partners to join us in this transformative journey to help expand climate adaptation across all counties in Kenya. As we implement this project, we must ensure that we leave no one behind. Inclusion, gender equality, and youth participation are not optional. Women and young people are at the front line of climate impact and are also powerful agents of change. This project must empower them meaningfully and equitably. Let me conclude by urging NEMA to ensure transparency and accountability in the management of the funds made available for this project. The highest standards of environmental and social integrity must guide every stage of its implementation. To you, governors, you have a huge responsibility to fully support the implementation of this project, to enable your people to reap its full economic and social benefits. Finally, I call upon communities to actively participate, take ownership, and safeguard the infrastructure and natural resources provided. Together, let us deepen our collective solidarity and shared responsibility in confronting the global climate crisis to enhance shared prosperity for all. Before I formally declare the launch of the program, let me just pick 2 or 3 points. One, the other day, the President of the Republic of Kenya led us in signing a cooperation agreement between the county government of Nairobi and the national government. Why do I bring this up? In that cooperation agreement, the national executive is going to put forward a package of about 80 billion shillings over a period of time to target specific interventions in the county of Nairobi and the environments and the impact of other counties beyond that. It is a cooperation agreement, cooperation and collaboration. What we are talking about here today is about collaboration and cooperation. It is not about transfer of responsibilities and functions. We, as Kenyans, are taking too much time in all sorts of litigations and time-consuming exercises for completely different objectives. The law is very clear. It says we have to collaborate. They're devolved functions, but we have to work together. We are becoming actually ridiculous if we see an opportunity for litigation everywhere. To the extent that actually it's as if there's a hallucination in this undertaking. Tell me how the national government is supposed to work with county governments if it is not through collaboration and cooperation, which is the other way that we can work together. Even when we talk about sharing national revenue as provided for in the Constitution, and you have the Commission for Revenue Allocation and all that, there's dialogue that takes place, there's cooperation, so that national government can collect the national revenues, and then after collecting the national revenues, through dialogue, through parliament, through the institutions, there's a formula that it is arrived at, and then it is shared revenue. The thread in all this is collaboration and cooperation. It cannot be otherwise. So I thought I just want to emphasize that to really drive home the message that what is the alternative to collaboration and cooperation? What is the alternative? It will be antagonism. So why are we fighting each other when we say we want to enter into a cooperation and collaboration arrangement to accelerate programs? A very strange contradiction. Two, we are running behind. As a country, the comparative advantage that we have held for some time is waning, it's declining. While we engage in this posturing, our neighbors are moving forward. They are moving forward. And I took time to just give an example, which I must repeat here. Across here, there's the Kenyatta Airport, which was built over 30 years ago. There was similar noise. People arguing about it. But I want to tell you this, and you people, I know you travel. Addis Ababa has got a superior airport. And you land at Harare Airport. And remember, Zimbabwe has been suffering from sanctions. Harare Airport is today superior to Jomo Kenyatta Airport. Go to Rwanda, Kigali. Go to Luanda in Angola. Go to Zambia today at the airport. Go to Ghana's Accra Airport. Go and see what is happening to the Entebbe Airport and the expansion of Entebbe Airport. As we continue to bask in past glory, our neighbors are moving on. And our comparative advantage is diminishing. And if we are going to call ourselves the hub, unless we change our attitude as nationals of this country, our hub status may vanish. And I'm not giving you examples beyond the continent. I'm giving you examples on the continent, deliberately. They are moving. They are not wasting time. On the issue of garbage collection, we equally have lost time. Management of waste, we have lost time. We were with the president in Ngomongo area a few days ago, And in one of the shots, he was standing there, and behind him, one might think it was a mountain. Actually, it was not. It was garbage. So the question is, as much as it was garbage, is it waste or is it gold? Is it waste or is it gold? But it is garbage. So, we need to look at this critically. When I was in local government, I led a delegation to France, and I'm sure some of you may be familiar with it. Not too far from the outskirts of Paris, there was a garbage heap, just the way we are seeing in our Dandora. But if you go there today, and through Foreign Affairs, we are ready to facilitate appointments and coordination so that experts from your various areas can go. What was garbage has been turned into a perfect green environment where animals are grazing on top of the place. It's completely green. And the waste management, there is a process that has been done, and the young people are processing that garbage. Where it is supposed to be recycled, it's done, and so forth. But the place is a completely green place, the way we are looking at the national park here. And below, all the garbage has been processed. It's happening. It can be done without losing opportunity for the young people, but at the same time creating a better environment for everybody. Those of you who have been to Tokyo, you will find that 40% of the energy generated in Tokyo city is from garbage. 40% of their power is generated from garbage, which is then processed, and the byproducts, you're making road construction material, building construction material, and you would not even know that inside there, there's a garbage processing taking place. So, we have a challenge, and we are running behind. I thought that unless we talk to some of these things, and we aggressively engage in a campaign, we shall always settle for mediocrity and think it is the norm and think it's the way of life and think it's the best thing, but it is not true. Where I was born, there's a phrase, and I'm sure you have it too, is that if you don't visit your neighbors, you may think your mom is the best cook. Until you eat ugali ya mama mwingine hapo, ndio unajua ala, kumbe kuna wengine pia wanajua haya maneno. So the message here is this: let us break away from assuming that all is well. It is not. And it takes a lot of courage and tough decisions to get us to move away from the comfort zone. That is why I was talking about the noise pollution ya wanasiasa ya makofi. Because politicians are taking too long, in my view, to distinguish between being popular and populism. Populism is not synonymous with being popular. Populism ni hile ya kufikiri kwamba ukienda pahali, you are struggling to see watu wakupigie makofi, wapige shangwe, utoke hapa uone, ukienda kule unaambia una just jacket kama mwanasiasa, unasema unaona vile watu walinipatia makofi, walinipigia makofi, nilipata shangwe. And you walk away thinking that you have actually delivered to the public. But in reality, you have done zero. So let us not engage in populism. Let us do what is right. Let us focus in helping Kenyans to do and get to what is right. We have no time. Other nations are moving. They are moving. If you went to Morocco today, you'll be shocked what has happened to that country. It is something else. Today, I see people throwing jabs at the president's pronouncement that we should target Singapore as a benchmark. And we are making fun of it. But let me tell you, when I was Minister for Finance, I actually led a delegation of Kenyans from the port of Mombasa. At that time, there was the MD Mukala and others. We went to Singapore on a mission to invite Singapore to work with us on how to improve the port of Mombasa to make it a world-class port, because Singapore has excelled in matters of logistics around the port. We came back with the Singaporeans, we signed the MOUs. They came to the port of Mombasa. After a while, the people who like confusion, and you know, Shakespeare once said that though it be madness, there's method in it. You know, there are others who like this chaos because that's how they thrive. At the port or wherever, they like it to be confused. So that happened, there's method in it. It may look like madness, but there's method in it. Because the more you become efficient, the more they start realizing their advantage is going. They will not be able to thrive in a state of efficiency. So these fellows, the Kenyans at that time who were players at the port, they started sabotaging the operations and the cooperation agreement. We resisted for a while as government, and then these guys, these cartels, they actually went beyond that. They now started threatening the consultants who are working with Kenya directly. Pahali wanaishi, wanapata threats, either stuck on the... So basically, they hounded the Singaporeans out of town. Can you imagine if we had worked closely and collaborated with Singapore 30 years ago, where would the Port of Mombasa be today in terms of logistics and efficiency? We chased them away. So the same resistance is what you are seeing when the president says, let us target and become like Singapore. The reincarnated Mandarins are now saying, hiyo story ya Singapore haiwezekani. But what I'm trying to tell you is that it can be done. That is why you are experts here telling us how to manage and change the environment. And make sure that when you overfly Nairobi River tomorrow, you'll not see black and then see green as you enter Machakos. We need to see clean water. And these are the programs that are part of the cooperation agreement that the government of Kenya is putting in place to work with the county governments. And we have to work together. We must move away from our comfort zone. We cannot assume that we shall have that comparative advantage forever. No way. We have to fight for it. We have to build it. We have to work on it. We have to allocate resources towards it. And we have to apply our intellect towards that objective. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was speaking because I thought it's important to convey this message. Albert Einstein once said he would not want to engage in a conflict with an unarmed person. An unarmed person in this context was from the perspective of ignorance. If we don't educate our people and arm them with the necessary intellect, arm them with the necessary exposure and education, we shall then be engaging in arguments and conflict with people who are not armed. Let us help through public education and participation to arm our people appropriately so that we can engage appropriately and we can grow our country rapidly and retain or regain our comparative advantage. That is my plea to Kenyans, not just to you in the room, but to Kenyans as a whole, that we really must move. So it is now my pleasure to declare the Kenya Green Climate Fund project titled Enhancing Community Resilience and Water Security in the Upper Athi River Catchment Area, Kenya, officially launched. God bless Kenya, and thank you all.
Na sherehe kidogo kadamnasi, kuna kidude kiko hapa na ambacho ningependa ni kuombe kwa heshima ujongee hapa, na pia utasaidiwa pamoja na waziri wangu. Naomba tusogeze kidogo hapa mbele. Alafu pia na gavana wangu pia natoka upande wa Nyandarua, karibu sana uunganike pamoja na hawa. Alafu hafla hii itakuwa ni kadamnasi rahisi sana, kwamba tutahesabu moja ama kuanzia 5 hadi 1, na pale utakapokuwa na 1 pale ndipo basi utabonyeza. na kwa hiyo sijui itakuwaje make. Kwa hivyo baada ya kuhesabu ile 5 kutakuwa na presentation ambayo itakuja. Kwa hivyo naomba yule ambaye yuko kwa upande wa huo mwingine, naomba tuwe na mwangaza wa kutosha ili mgeni wetu wa heshima akaweza kufanya hili tendo. Naomba tafadhali. 4, 5, 2, 1, twende kazi. Asante sana, naomba makofi, 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 makofi. Asante sana, hilo ndilo zinduo rasmi kuonyesha kwamba mradi huu. Naomba tuwezi tukaketi. Asante sana kwa mgeni wetu wa heshima. Sina shaka kwamba kimeeleweka. Kimeeleweka. Asante sana DJ. Nimshukuru sana mgeni wetu wa heshima na wote mliokaribia hapa. Naingia kwenye msururu wa mwisho na ambao utakuwa ni wa kutoa kura ya shukrani ili kila mtu arudi kazini. Sina shaka kwamba leo si national public ama public holiday. Kwa hiyo naomba Daktari Karoli